To save the family business, I married my arch-nemesis, Adrian. On our wedding night, I was wearing my yellow ducky cartoon onesie, tiptoeing to the kitchen to demolish a bowl of instant ramen. Rowan, I heard a cold laugh from inside. Then a mental voice detonated in my head. Humph, quite the strategist. Playing hard to get, lowering my guard with childish pajamas just to flash those delicate ankles. Woman, you've successfully caught my attention. Me? Question mark. Excuse me, buddy, is your brain okay? Before we go on, subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're listening from. I, Natalie, an utterly ordinary wage slave, once dreamed of nothing grander than hitting a $5 million jackpot and coasting for life. Sadly, the $5 million never came. The family company went belly up first. My dad grabbed my hands, snot and tears everywhere. Natalie, sweetie, only you can rescue us now. How? Merge our families, marry into the Hawthorns. My vision went black. The Hawthorns, home of Adrian, the guy who's outperformed me since kindergarten. I scored 99, he got 100. I landed a city-level model student award, he bagged a national scholarship. I clawed my way into a decent university, he strolled into a world-famous school with a full ride. Now he's an Ice King CEO worth billions, while I'm the family disappointment begging a marriage merger for rescue. Life, ladies and gentlemen, is one giant tragicomedy. For the $100 million deal attached to this union, I pinched my nose and signed on. The wedding was a spectacle, but we spoke 0 words to each other, smile for the cameras, curse in our heads. While toasting, he accidentally stomped my foot, I slipped and drenched his bespoke tux in champagne. Guests gushed we were a match made in heaven. Yeah, heaven's practical joke department. Night 1, limo drops us at the Hamptons estate. The instant the door shut, Adrian tossed me a post-nup agreement. Divorce in 1 year, the villa's yours, plus a $50 million payout. Pleasure doing business. I signed without blinking. $50 million and a beach house? Enough to recline through my next reincarnation. Talk about a cosmic buy one get one. Adrian looked pleased by my brisk cooperation, nodded, and disappeared into the study. I'll sleep in there tonight, do as you like. Perfect. I couldn't ask for better. Humming, I dug my treasure out of the suitcase, my fleece-lined, yellow ducky union suit, snagged on Black Friday. I suited up, my stomach growled. I'd nibbled nothing at the reception and now my ribs were touching my spine. Time for deluxe instant ramen, 2 jammy eggs, turkey franks, the works. I padded out of the master suite, Rowan the doorway. The study door was ajar, a stripe of light across the runner. I softened my steps so I wouldn't disturb the workaholic. Then came that quiet, condescending chuckle. Humph. I froze. Laughing at me, the loser bride? I rolled my eyes, ready to leave, until a crystal-clear voice exploded in my skull. Clever tactics. Me? Hallucinating? I tugged my ear and kept moving. The voice returned, louder. Acted all cooperative, signing that paper to disarm me. And now this infantile onesie, playing, contrast, to hook my interest? I stood petrified. That voice, Adrian's voice, but his lips hadn't moved. I peeked through the slit. He sat behind the desk, profile sharp, reading some folder, mouth clamped shut. Yet the monologue rambled on in my head. Classic push and pull, well played. Barefoot too, planning to parade those slender snowy ankles under the pretext of a midnight snack? I glanced down. Slender? Snowy? Buddy, your dress shoe print is still gray across my instep. Woman, you've successfully caught my attention. Me? I'm trying to catch noodles, not you. What the heck is this, telepathy? Did the view of Cork smack me too hard and awaken a mutant gene? To test this absurd theory, I cleared my throat and hovered by the door in fake indecision. He lifted his gaze, eyes cold behind the lenses. Yes? Spoken aloud, same timbre, minus emotion. Before I could answer, his inner commentary went haywire. Here it comes, the performance. Will she ask if I'm hungry, suggest sharing supper, or whine about sleeping alone? Not biting. I've seen every variety of female theatrics. I bit my cheeks to kill the laugh and answered in the meekest voice I could muster. Ellis, where's the kitchen? Adrian blinked. His mental reel jammed. That's it? Off script already. No, impossible, this is simply advanced psychology. Pretend to be clueless, lull me into underestimating her. Diabolical. I inhaled, reminding myself, laughter equals mission failure. Adrian pointed downstairs, face flat. Left outside the door, down 1 flight. Got it, Taylor. I spun away, lightfoot. Behind me his inner thunder nearly blew my hair off. She just left? Seriously only wants the kitchen? Impossible. Every woman on earth wants me. Natalie, you ungrateful imp, just you wait. Halfway down I mentally hit like on his self-delusion parade. Bro, with that level of inner fanfiction you should be topping bestseller lists. I located my beloved instant ramen. Water on, eggs cracked, turkey frank sliced, zero mishaps. 5 minutes later a steaming bowl crowned with jammy eggs sat before me. I parked myself at the island, chopsticks poised. Footsteps. I looked up, Adrian in graphite silk PJs, long legs eating the stairs. Facial expression, Arctic. Mental soundtrack, full orchestra. Smells incredible. Instant ramen, seriously? She's hugging midnight carbs while I haven't eaten since 6. She knows I stop at 8 for metabolic rules. This is calculated culinary seduction. Villainous. I slurped a noodle. Heaven. He yanked open the Sub-Zero, grabbed a bottle of cold brew water, and chugged, eyes flicking to me. Gulp. Inner gulp, outer gulp, perfect sync. That yolk is molten, the franks are the premium kind. Stay strong, Adrian, a warrior does not yield to broth. But it smells ridiculous. I couldn't bear it. I beamed the most virtuous smile I own. Ellis, want a bowl? Kettle's still hot. He slammed the fridge. I don't consume processed junk. Simultaneous internal squeal. She invited me, knew it. Accept and I compromise my principles. Refuse and I die of curiosity. Solution, dignified improvisation. He cleared his throat. Since you insist so earnestly, I'll sample one bite, purely to assess quality. Remember, just one. He slid onto the neighboring stool, gaze welded to my bowl. Me? Sure, Your Majesty. I nudged the ramen his way. With ceremonial gravity he lifted my chopsticks, twirled a microscopic bundle, placed it between his perfect teeth. Oh my god. Ambrosia. Better than triple-star Michelin. Control face, cannot show bliss. He set the sticks down, shrugged. Mediocre. Barely edible, then reclaimed the chopsticks. Let me evaluate the egg. One bite, half the yolk vanished. Eggs acceptable. Frank looks suspect, require data. 2 slices disappeared. Standard grocery fare. 3 minutes later I stared at an empty bowl, he'd even drunk the soup. So, Ellis, your metric for one bite apparently equals entire banquet? He placed the chopsticks neatly across the porcelain, dabbed his lips with a monogrammed linen square. Fine, seeing how sincere you are, I'll let it slide this time, I said. Next time, don't stoop to such cheap tricks to get my attention. It's tacky. Inside his head, though, I heard, ah, so full, so satisfied. This woman actually knows how to take care of me. Turns out marrying her isn't a total loss. Tomorrow I'll make her cook again. No, can't look too eager, she has to offer on her own. I watched him stand, climb the stairs in that elegant stride of his, leaving me only the regal, frosty silhouette of his back. I swear I heard a loud, satisfied burp as he disappeared upstairs. I pushed myself up, drifted back to the kitchen, and set another kettle to boil. Whatever. I won't stoop to his level. People with broken brains deserve extra kindness from us normal folks. When I woke the next morning, Adrian was already gone. On the dining table waited a Breakfast Club sandwich and an oat milk latte, plus a sticky note. Eat it. The handwriting was reckless, all sharp corners, pure Ice King CEO energy. I enjoyed the piece, polished off the sandwich, changed, and headed to my own little studio. Marrying into money doesn't mean I've abandoned my career. The place is tiny, 5 of us total, me included. The instant I walked in, my partner and best friend Maya pounced. Natalie. Brand new society matriarch. How does it feel? Did the glacier melt and devour you whole last night? I gave her the deadest stare. Don't ask. He stole my instant ramen, Maya? I buried myself in work the rest of the day. Just before 5:30 my phone buzzed with an unknown caller. Mrs. Hawthorne? Your husband Adrian had a bit too much at a business dinner. Could you collect him from Club Nocturne? I glanced at the clock, 5:30, fine. Our marriage merger still needs PR points. I steered my beat-up coupe to the Gilded Club, followed a server down a hallway, and shoved open the private room door. Alcohol and perfume smacked me in the face. Men and women lounged on every sofa. Adrian occupied the center seat, cheeks flushed, eyes glassy. A red satin bombshell was pressing a fresh glass against his lips. Ellis, one more, she cooed. Before I could react, his drunken thoughts exploded in my skull. Get lost, you reek. Cheap vanilla knockoff, gross. My wife smells better, gentle, like daisies. Why isn't she here yet? I wanna go home. Want her ramen. My mouth twitched. Sir, your iceberg persona is capsizing. Red Satin slid a hand toward his thigh. I'd seen enough. I stepped in and peeled her off. Excuse me. Wife here. I'm taking my husband home. The room fell pin-drop silent. Every stare drilled into me. The woman's face cycled through every shade of mortification. Adrian lifted his head, struggled to focus, and finally locked on me. Wifey. She came for me. She cares. She's jealous. Look at that murder glare. Told you no woman can resist me. Deadpan, I hauled him off the leather couch. Ellis, time to go. He complied like a giant obedient puppy, draping most of his 6-foot-plus frame over me. She smells amazing. So soft. Wanna kiss her. I stumbled, nearly planting both of us on the carpet. Get a grip, man. The world still thinks you're glacial. By sheer stubbornness I wedged the towering CEO into the passenger seat of my dented coupe. He passed out before I started the engine, snoring like a freight train. As I turned the key, his thoughts slurred across my mind. This car? Where's my Maybach? My rolls? Jordan makes me ride in this rust bucket on purpose. Can't let her win, fake sleep so she won't see my horror. I rolled my eyes at his closed lids and the tiny drool gathering at the corner of his mouth. Hate the ride, huh? Then keep sleeping. I eased the coupe onto the road, it wheezing through the Manhattan night while his inner monologue kept nattering. She swerves like a student driver, left, right, brake, plotting to kill me for the payout? Wait, I only locked in $50 million for her. $50 million is, actually huge. If she bumps me off, does she go to prison? Who'd run Avery? Who'd pay my people? Nope, can't die, too much unfinished business. I watched cold sweat bead on his forehead, terror or epic overthinking, who knew? At last I rolled through the Hamptons estate gates, killed the engine. He remained unconscious. Why hasn't she nudged me, dumping me in the garage? Heartless woman. I inhaled, shook his shoulder. Ellis, we're home. He answered with a drowsy grunt, blinked theatrically. We're here? As if I was ever asleep. I was merely contemplating existence. She assumes I'm blotto, perfect. Adrian stays sharp even while intoxicated. Me, whatever you say, sober king. I helped him inside. Halfway across the marble foyer his foot slipped, he toppled, taking me down like a tree. Thunk. My skull kissed hardwood, stars erupting across my vision. Sprawled on top of me, he nuzzled my neck, blissfully unaware. So soft, so fragrant. Why is wife so cushiony? I hissed in pain, shoved until he rolled off. Adrian, snap out of it. Finally awake, he gaped like a guilty grade schooler. What happened? I flattened my wife. She'll be furious. She'll annul me. Must grovel, now. He flailed a hand to help me up. Jordan, are you hurt? I didn't mean to. The puppy eyes matched the internal howling so perfectly I laughed through the ache. I'm fine. I rubbed the lump rising on my scalp and stood on my own. Go shower and sleep it off. He shuffled toward the stairs, wobbly but ecstatic. She worries about me. She said shower, will she tuck me in after? Heh, best wife ever. When I finished tidying and took my own shower, I found him sprawled across the master suite bed, angelic and faintly snoring. I pulled the duvet to his chin, killed the lights, started for the guest room, only to hear him mumble, ramen. I paused. Ramen, my ramen. Wife, cook me more. Me, you win. Morning. Adrian's side of the bed was empty. Downstairs he sat at the breakfast table, immaculate in charcoal wool, reading the journal, every inch the unreachable billionaire again. Last night's ramen begging, floor-tackling phantom might have been my hallucination. He flicked me a cool glance. Morning. Me, morning. She's here. Hope she forgot the embarrassing parts. Was I too sloppy? Must reinforce aloofness, can't let her think I'm soft. I bit my toast to hide a smirk. Adrian broke the quiet. Thanks for last night, Jordan. His voice could freeze champagne. Pretend total amnesia, safer that way. These croissants are decent. I almost choked. No trouble. Ella slept like a baby. He stiffened, newspaper sagging. Is she mocking me? Does she know everything? Counterattack required. He folded the paper, arctic eyes locking on mine. Your performance last night was surprisingly bold. I won't dance to her tune. Last night she pinned me to the floor. I still haven't settled that score. I said, oh? How exactly did I surprise you? She actually dares to ask me. I've got to knock some sense into her. Adrian's deep-set eyes locked on mine, his lips parting just enough to speak. Jordan's upper body strength is impressive. Humph, no way I'm telling her she actually hurt me when she slammed me down. Buddy, which one of us pinned who? After breakfast Adrian stood, ready to head to Avery. At the door he stopped, glanced back. By the way, about last night's instant ramen. My ramen. I've got to let her know I love that bowl. That way she'll cook it again. Yep, I'm a genius. I watched his dead serious face and nearly burst out laughing inside. The ramen? I prompted. Tasted decent, he said coolly, then strode off like a man late for Armageddon. She must be thrilled. I just praised her. She'll definitely make it again. I shook my head as he disappeared. This Adrian is a walking, talking emoji sticker. When I reached the studio, Maya was already bouncing. Natalie. How on earth did you tame Adrian? He called me himself this morning, wants to sign a long-term retainer with us. My oat milk latte almost went airborne. What? Maya's eyes sparkled. He said he digs our design philosophy and trusts your recommendation. Natalie's actually building an empire without telling me. Still, her little studio might be worth the investment. I'll throw her some projects so she'll be chained to me forever. That way she can't leave. God, I'm such a perfect husband. I watched Maya dance and listened to Adrian's narcissistic voiceover. My temples throbbed. He's not buying our aesthetic, he's buying my noodles. Anything else? I asked weakly. Maya tilted her head. He wants to know when you're free to cook late-night snacks again. I called it. For the next few days Adrian's inner monologue colonized my brain like a 24-hour radio station. Morning, he rips into a VP while secretly whining the coffee's bitter and wishing it were bubble tea. This proposal is dog crap. Was I too brutal? They'll think I'm unbearable. Whatever, the Ice King CEO mask stays on. Noon, he tells his PA anything's fine, inwardly debating steak versus escargot. Steak's greasy, snails are a fuss, let her pick, looks effortlessly refined. Evening, he comes home stone-faced, psyche squealing about ramen flavors. What will she cook tonight? Pickled cabbage? Braised beef? Shrimp? Can't wait. I'd look at his stoic profile, hear the kindergarten commentary, and snort. Adrian would frown. Jordan, something funny? Nah, just remembered a meme. She's definitely laughing at me. She's getting too bold. I need to put her in her place. He'd bury me in briefs to sharpen my skills. Sure, just sabotage my noodle schedule, Ice King. Then Mrs. Mother-in-law phoned, charity gala, her +1 had bailed, I was drafted. I'd barely met the Hawthorne clan, Eleanor was always cordial but frosted. I zipped into a silk gown and linked arms with her at the plaza's ballroom. Adrian was already holding court, laughing with hedge fund titans. The second I stepped in, his brain screamed, wife incoming. She looks insane in that dress, but isn't it too low? Need to get her a wrap, now. I rolled my eyes mentally. Dude, this is a gala, not your backyard. Mrs. Mother-in-law caught me zoning out. Natalie, all right? Fine. She steered me to a corner. Natalie, I know marrying Adrian was a compromise. I blinked. Mom knows it's a marriage merger? No way, I hit it perfectly. Unless she noticed I actually like Natalie? Was I obvious? Before I could answer, Mrs. Mother-in-law sighed. Actually, Adrian has a college sweetheart. My stomach dropped. College sweetheart? Since when? Adrian's skull exploded. Mom. Stop. What sweetheart? I don't have one. There's only my wife in my head. Are you senile? Outwardly he remained a marble statue. Inside it was a soap opera. Mrs. Mother-in-law continued, his first love from Wharton, Sophie. She's here tonight. Sophie's here? Hide, now. If Natalie sees, she'll misunderstand. I'll free Sophie out, I'm a married man. A woman in a white column gown glided toward us, hair cascading, smile soft. Every head turned. She beelined to Adrian. Adrian, long time. His spine turned to steel. Crap, she's here. Why the fairy princess getup? Will my wife get jealous? Must erect a firewall, now. He produced a polite smile. Sam. Sophie's lips curved. Still so formal? She used my first name, Trap. She wants Natalie's attention. Denied. I started forward, Mrs. Mother-in-law stopped me. Natalie, don't. I'm okay. Sophie's manipulative. She knows he's married and she's here to prove she still can sway him. Mom's right, classic manipulative ex. She'll wreck us if I blink. Need anti-Sophie protocol. I stood between mother-in-law and the live show, feeling like the only audience member. Suddenly Sophie pretended to catch her heel, toppling straight into Adrian's arms. He reflexively caught her. Same old stunt. She thinks I'm clueless? Shove her off, now. But, gentleman code? Natalie saw. I'm doomed. She'll think I'm recycling exes. Even the Hudson couldn't wash me clean. The slapstick tableau plus his anguished voiceover cracked me. I burst out laughing. Adrian's head snapped up, panic flashing. She laughed? Is it an angry laugh? I'm screwed. She thinks I want Sophie. Must explain, stat. He thrust Sophie aside and marched over, grabbing my hands. Wife, listen. Nothing's there. I love only you. Was that too dramatic? Look sincere, more sincere. Swear on my IPO, only you. I laughed so hard my clutch nearly slipped. Adrian, are you wasted? He shook his head wildly. Dead sober. Every word's true. She still doesn't buy it. What do I do? Cut my heart out. Watching him hunt for the nearest wall to bang his head on, I felt fizzy bubbles in my chest. This ridiculously overthinking Ice King might just be worth keeping. Fine, Adrian, you actually made me laugh. I looped my arm through his and whispered in his ear, Ellis, do you have any idea what you look like right now? Adrian stared at me, tense. Like what? Like what? Don't tell me I look like one of those devoted Ice King CEOs? Like the perfect man hopelessly in love? I grinned. Like a grade schooler caught red-handed and desperate to explain. Adrian went rigid. She said what? Grade schooler? I, the CEO of Avery, reduced to a grade schooler? How dare she make fun of me? This woman is getting out of control. He flung my hand away and glared, cheeks puffed. Natalie. Don't push it. Humph, I'm furious. She must be terrified now. She's definitely thinking, Ellis is mad, will he divorce me? Time to assert dominance. I laughed even harder at his paper tiger act. Ellis, you're adorable when you're angry. Adrian, he was so mad he couldn't speak. Face scarlet, finger pointed, he finally sputtered, you. She called me adorable? I'm an Ice King CEO. What the hell is adorable? Is she trying to provoke me on purpose? No, I can't let her win. Must maintain my aloof persona. Watching him teeter on implosion felt like justice, payback for every year he'd one-upped me. He hurried over, all concern. Adrian, are you okay? Ugh, her again. Like a ghost I can't exorcise. She just wants to cozy up while I'm vulnerable. Shove her away, now. Without even a glance at Sophie, Adrian yanked me to his side and locked an arm around my waist like a flag planted on conquered ground. Sam, my wife is present, show some respect. Humph, let her know I'm taken. Let her know Natalie is the real Mrs. Hawthorne. See? I'm the perfect protective husband. I blinked at the sudden move, then quickly played along, leaning against him and beaming up sweetly. Ellis, you're so good to me. His body locked up again. She praised me? Has my charm finally overwhelmed her? Is she falling for me? Dear Lord, my magnetism is unstoppable. His face stayed bored, but the hand on my waist tightened imperceptibly. Sophie's complexion drained. She looked from Adrian to me, bit her lip, and spun away. The instant Sophie disappeared, Adrian released me. Ahem, Jordan, mind the setting. Humph, she probably thinks I like her. Need to distance myself, fast. That was just to scare Sophie off, nothing more. Exactly. I swallowed a laugh at his frantic backpedaling. Of course, Ellis, I answered, deadpan. She's doing this on purpose. Trying to make me blush. She's getting bolder by the day. Still, having her against me did feel nice. Me. After the gala Adrian drove me home. He kept mum the whole ride, icy CEO mask firmly in place, yet his head never shut up. That dress she wore tonight, stunning. Next time I'll buy her something more conservative. Can't have those jerks ogling her. Natalie is for my eyes only. Listening to his possessive, childish monologue, I couldn't wipe the smirk off my face. Total tsundere. When we reached the house I headed for the stairs, but he stopped me. Natalie. I turned. He cleared his throat, gaze flicking anywhere but me. Tomorrow morning I want instant ramen. I must let her know I love her ramen. Then she'll keep cooking it. Smart move, CEO Hawthorne. I took in his solemn mask and the barely hidden anticipation and felt something warm unfurl inside me. Sure, Ellis, I said, smiling. She agreed. She totally cares. Yes. Ramen tomorrow. A tiny, smug curve appeared at the corner of his mouth. Watching that satisfied look, I figured our contract marriage might not be torture after all. Ever since the charity dinner, Adrian's ramen requests have become brazenly entitled. No more furtive bowl snatching. Every morning he announces, "Natalie, today I want X flavor instant ramen." And his specs keep escalating. First add an egg, then throw in a turkey frank, now jammy egg, sliced turkey franks, and a handful of greens, please. Each dawn I prep his bowl like a Michelin chef while he sits there scripting internal fanfic. Today's ramen hits different. Better than yesterday's batch. Clearly my culinary coaching is paying off. I should groom her into my personal noodle chef. Me, buddy, you're confusing chef with magician who boils water. Ramen aside, Adrian has started supporting my career, read, micromanaging. He pings me every so often, claiming it's husbandly encouragement, then mentally gloats. With all these leads she must adore me. She'll realize I'm the provider of her dreams. She'll never want to leave. Seeing his "aren't I amazing" face, I silently roll my eyes. You just want free design labor for projects you can't be bothered to finish. Then my college classmate Sophie called. "Natalie. Have you been? Heard you married into big money." Me, could be worse. Remember Ethan, campus heartthrob? He's back in the States. We're organizing a reunion. Coming? Ethan, my old crush. The name still stirs a tiny ripple. Before I could answer, Adrian's voice detonated in my skull. "Ethan? That Cameron? Back on my turf? Inviting my wife to hang out? No way in hell." I glanced up. He stood right there, face arctic despite hearing nothing. "Who was that?" he demanded aloud. "Frosty. She hid the collar from me, plotting to meet that pretty boy behind my back. Not on my watch." Me, a classmate. Guy or girl? Girl, I lied. She lied. Must be arranging a date with Cameron. Need countermeasures, now. His glare sharpened. "Whatever reunion, you're not going. Protecting my territory here. That Cameron spells trouble. She needs to remember she belongs to Adrian." I bit back a grin. "Why can't I go?" "No reason," he snapped. "You just can't." She dares argue? Still hung up on that loser? Must extinguish this flame. Me, but I already told Sophie yes. Cancel. His tone brooked zero argument. Let's see who she obeys, me or Cameron. Feeling mischievous, I drawled, "Ellis, are you scared Ethan and I will rekindle something?" Adrian froze solid. She read me? Can't admit weakness. Deploy disdain, stat. He snorted and looked away. "Please. As if I'd fear you running back to some Cameron. I'm leagues above that wannabe. But, what if she really goes? Need to chain her heart to me, fast." Enjoying his fluster, I sing-songed, "Cool, then I'm off," and pivoted toward the door. He seized my wrist. I said no. Panic cracked his facade. She's actually leaving to meet him. Abort. Abort. I turned back to look at him, a teasing smile tugging at my lips. "Ellis, I thought you weren't scared?" Adrian's face cycled from green to white before he clenched his teeth and blurted a line that nearly made me snort my drink. "I'm coming with you." Let's see if that Cameron dares to hit on my wife while I'm standing right there. Adrian is her one and only man. Me. The next evening I wore a simple sundress and walked into the private reunion room with Adrian beside me. He had dressed down, just jeans and a black tee, yet the do not approach aura radiating off him could have iced champagne. The instant we stepped inside, every head swiveled. Sophie spotted the man at my side and her jaw dropped. "Natalie. You brought Ellis?" She shook. When Adrian shows up, no one else exists. That Cameron punk must have chickened out. His inner play-by-play was as loud as ever. I eyed the smug tilt of his chin and mentally rolled my eyes. "Dude, are you here to attend a class party or to crash it?" Ethan walked over, crisp white Oxford and that gentle smile university's mint. Seeing Adrian, his eyes dimmed for a second. "Natalie, long time no see," he said softly. "Great, Cameron did show. How dare he grin at my wife? That smile is so fake. She'll never fall for it." Adrian's thoughts exploded in my skull again. I studied Ethan and felt only a mild nostalgia. The campus crush had become just another acquaintance. "Long time," I answered politely. Adrian's arm snapped around my waist, hauling me flush to his side. "Hi, I'm Natalie's husband, Adrian." His voice could have frosted glass. Claiming my territory. Let him know she's off limits. Natalie belongs to me. Ethan's smile faltered. He extended a hand. Ethan, Natalie's college friend. Adrian flicked the hand a glance and kept both of his in his pockets. No way I'm touching him. Those fingers probably held hers. Germs. Me. Buddy, your jealous streak could power Manhattan. Under Adrian's glacial stare, the reunion air turned tenuous, classmates spoke in careful murmurs. Every time Ethan drifted toward me, Adrian's glare froze him mid-step. Cameron, I know your game. As long as I'm breathing, you won't get within 10 feet of her. I watched my self-appointed bodyguard and bit back a laugh. He thought he was my human shield. Halfway through, I excused myself for the restroom. Adrian's gaze tracked me until the door swung shut. Restroom, huh? What if she's texting Cameron in there? Need recon. I stepped out to find him looming, face thunderous. Where were you? He demanded. Using the restroom, like I said. That took forever. She's covering something up. Who spends that long in a restroom? She met him. You think I sneaked off for a date? I asked sweetly. Panic flashed in his eyes. She read my mind again. Play it cool, he sniffed. Ridiculous. Adrian doesn't do jealousy. Not jealous, just protecting her safety. Yes, safety. Perfect excuse. I beamed. Glad you trust me, let's head back. Minutes after we re-entered, Ethan invented an early exit. A ghost of a smile haunted Adrian's lips. Finally gone. Clearly fled from my dominance. My charisma is lethal. Me, sir, your ego needs its own zip code. After the party, Adrian drove me home, humming along to every radio jingle. Flawless night. Cameron eliminated. She's still mine. I let him bask. Happiness looked good on him. At the door, he stopped me. Natalie. I looked back. He cleared his throat. Air, tonight I want instant ramen. Signal, awesome mood. Therefore, noodles. Logical. His barely hidden eagerness warmed me. Sure, Ellis. She agreed. She freaking cares. Best ramen night ever. I boiled his favorite spicy kimchi flavor, crowned it with a jammy egg, turkey franks coins and baby spinach. He inhaled a bite by blissful bite. Perfection. Nobody cooks noodles like my wife. Bliss level, maximum. Watching him, I admitted that eavesdropping on his brain could be amusing. Underneath all that Sundara armor lived an oversized puppy. Next morning, Dad rang. Natalie, the crisis is over. Avery's injecting capital. Avery? Yep. Thank heavens you married Adrian, he's a saint. After I hung up, I found the man himself sipping oat milk latte across the kitchen island, face composed, thoughts roaring. Of course I fixed it, Adrian to the rescue. Tiny studio problem, colossal me solution. She'll be so grateful. She'll realize what a catch I am. Hooked forever. Evil chuckle. His smug monologue almost made me laugh. Maybe he wasn't the villain I'd filed him under. His phone buzzed. He listened, color draining. What? Impossible. My company? Someone's sabotaging me. Ellis, what's wrong? Emergency board meeting. I have to go. Cannot show weakness. She expects me to be invincible. He bolted toward the door. Ellis, are you okay? He paused, exhaustion flickering. I've got it covered. Stay strong in front of her. Adrian fixes everything. Want me to come with you? He froze. She offered. She must love me. This is huge. No need, he muttered, but he didn't turn me down. I pressed, voice gentle. Do you feel safer when I'm around? His shoulders stiffened. She cracked me again. Deny at all costs. He scoffed. Me, need security? Absurd. Still, having her there sounds nice. I grinned. Drive safe, Ellis. Text me when you land. A tiny smile escaped him. Wife mode, activated. Someone actually cares, feels incredible. He strode out, cape invisible but flapping in his imagination. Go get M, Ellis. Come home victorious. Thanks for reading. If you enjoyed the chapter, please hit like and share with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section, so don't forget to subscribe for more episodes. See you next time.